so sick of being in the country. That's why I don't have service, because I'm starting the damn sticks. Damn it. Alright, I'm switching over. I gotta switch over though. Sorry. Y'all, I'm so sick of these phone calls. What is going on? I'm trying to do my hair. What is that? I'm so sick of this case on these phones, y'all. This is a $20 OtterBox from Walmart. It ain't worth a darn. Do you hear me? Do not. Buy this damn thing. Hello, Pisces, Virgo rising. How are you doing? Oh, God. My phone started acting up. I was trying to get ready. Can't see. Hello. It is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Half of it's still wet. Gotta get down on your level. Gotta get down on your level. It's going. My day is going. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. Blessings to you. Wet. Still wet. Sometimes I leave it. I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure. Tighter. So focused. Alright, we'll leave that for a minute. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I want them kind of loose and just like kind of blown out. I need clothes. What am I going to wear? I ain't even got no shoes here. What am I going to wear? Crocs? I guess we're damn mom sneakering it up, y'all. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to wear some mom shoes and some sneakers and a dress. I don't know, man. That's the thing about this trash up over here. Ah! From when we did our face earlier. I'm gonna have to pack all this shit up later. I'm frustrated. I don't even want to talk about it. Ugh. Lipstick. Let's see if the other side did that good. Work your leg. Let's see if the other side did that good. That side did really good. It's like waves. That side actually came out really good. It'll fall more. This has still got heat in it, so let it set for a second. Y'all, it sucks. I pulled all this shit out. Now I gotta put it all back up. And I don't know what to do. It's gonna be 48 degrees tonight. I'm gonna die. I'll come close to it. That's for sure. Can't do nothing about it. What you want me to do about it? Yeah, I lost over 80 pounds. I used to be over 200 pounds. 204 was like my biggest weight. This I got a lot more curl than this other one. Maybe I shouldn't have waited. It's still a little damp. Still wet. Still wet. It looks good though. That's what I was going for. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Is it? Trash everywhere. Oh, thanks. Sometimes it'll fall more later. It's still wet. Like it's still like at the root. Like I got some thick stuff, so. Oh, thank you. I see your comment now, Francis. I don't know who that was. Francisco, yeah. You too. So, yeah. People don't even know context, and then they come and they like open their mouth. So funny to me. Where do they get that from? Audacity. Do you know how big of a piece of shit I would feel? Because I have a conscience and I know what shame and guilt is. Do you know how big of a piece of shit I would feel like if I went, first of all, bugging somebody on their channel, but also I went and I made comments insinuating things that are not only true, but I don't even know the storyline of your story. And I'm commenting on your story. Going back to the people that have never had a conversation with you, never met you, never been in a room with you. How do they know your story? They just sit around telling your business for you. How is that? Where do they get the information from? Where do they get the information from? So I'm just gonna wear this dress and these shoes. That's it. That's how the cookie crumbles. Oh, I need to wait. That's mascara. That's better. These pants are getting on my nerves, y'all. I do like low rise, but not like I used to like it. I'm taking my headphones. Hello? Damn, they tried to call me and I missed it. Oops. Damn. Damn, they just change everything. What the hell? What the hell? That was somebody changing an appointment time. I mean, it's not a problem. I just already started getting dressed. And it's not for like 2 or 3 or an hour after that. Where's my water? Help me. I guess I can go eat something and start packing in here. Everything that I need to put in my book bag, because I have certain things like electrolytes, chapstick, small hairbrush, necessities, chapstick, acne gel. I literally have 2 or 3 body things: toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, chapstick, and acne cream because my face breaks out. That's literally it. So these will go back in the book bag. Oh, and deodorant. Here, let me just gather everything I need. Go ahead and start on that. Magnesium. Magnesium, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste. That's electrolytes. Everything else is going in storage. I don't know what clothes I'm going to take. It's getting cold outside, but it's also hot some days, so I don't know. I guess I can take my fox shirt. I mean, I'm going to have to pack everything up and put in storage, but like my fox shirt, pants, gonna need those, maybe this shirt, long sleeve. Definitely need at least one short sleeve shirt. What would you put in your book bag when the seasons are changing? Like, I don't know. Sucks, man. One pack of, well, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 pairs of socks. Sports bra, shorts for comfortable working out. Damn. I don't know, man. I'll put all this stuff in storage. Take my new chair over there. Now that's another problem. Now I done bought this fucking chair. I spent $80 on it, along with damn $200 to paint this motherfucker. I've spent over $400 getting this place in order. That was money I needed to save for a car. Okay? Money I need for food. So the one YouTube check that I got, the first one, the biggest one I ever got, it still wasn't even $2,000. The biggest YouTube check I ever got, which was last month, 25%, over 25% of that check went to fix this building up. And now I'm moving out. And this is why I can't get ahead in life, because every single flipping time. Look at the places that I've been to and the places I've touched and how I leave them when I leave. Everywhere I go, I make it better. Whether it's the beach doing trash cleanup, or some barn that my boss owns that wants to be renovated, whether it's this barn that I renovated, paint, whatever. Look at everywhere I've been and the things that I've did since I've started this channel, and how people use me for my kindness. Making promises that they can't keep, and when their actions don't match up with their words and I'm out the door, have to be. People will absolutely use you for every ounce of goodness that you have in you, and then they'll try to make you out to be the bad guy because you had goodness in you. And they're trying to destroy it the whole time. It's just crazy. I am not a disrespectful person. I'm not a destructive person. The 2 years I've had this channel, not only have I grown personally, I've went leaps and bounds trying to understand psychology in order to understand myself, to improve myself. Not once have I ever started a fight, started an argument. Not once have you ever seen me go into a business with the intention of being disrespectful, loitering. The evil people of society knows who the good people are, and the evil people of society treat the good people of society like crap because they can get by with it. And they have, over and over and over and over. And they've built a system that just protects all the evil people. And all the good people, they get shitted on. They always get the shit into the stick. They can never make it out. They're barely surviving now. Ask me how I know. It's true, though. It really is. It really is. It's going to be really hard to make it in this world if you're not corrupt. Yeah, well, now he can rent it out for $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month. Think about that. So I cleaned it out. I got the infestation out. I bombed for the infestation. I bleached the infestation. I also fabulosoed the walls. I then applied 2 coats of paint, and in some spots 3. I did the trimming. Oh, did I mention that I had to get everything out of here before I could start the paint job? This place was full of trash. Stinky stuff that had been in here for 20 years. Oh, plus the infestation, the pile of dead bugs that equated to like a small toddler's body in the corner of dead bugs. I mean, now it's all painted. It's all fixed up. He can just rent it out. I hope he does. I hope he does. Prove my point even more. It's crazy. The only definitive proof that I am the bad guy is a criminal record from 20 years ago almost. Other than that, it's crazy. People don't even need evidence. They just believe something because they want to believe something. That's the point. It's crazy. I've learned so much in the past 2 years. So much. I'm so proud of myself. Coming back into this situation, y'all saw me losing my mind earlier in the week. I couldn't take it. How do I deal with this? I've been trying to escape here for over 20 years. The whole reason I'm homeless is because of this person. The whole reason I've starved was because they stole my money. The whole reason I don't have a home is because they shitted me on my land and home. And then I have to look at this person every day, knowing good and well that they've violated me over and over and over, and they've used their position and codependency and narcissism to get me to comply and behave and conform. It had been just enough time to completely break the psychological chains of the codependency that I had with this person. It took 2 years, and they say about 18 months. Once you leave this type of situation, you will never physically be able to come back into this type of situation if you've truly started to heal. Sure, you can fall back into this situation if you don't work on yourself and cultivate your soul and learn or heal your identity. But if you've taken time to heal and understand what happened to you, and then you go back around your abuser, that's some revolutionary shit, yo. Like there needs to be studies on that. And like, that sounds horrible to think about subjecting humans back to their abuser. But let me tell you something. Psychologically speaking, it's like you're opening Pandora's box. You can see all of these red flags all of a sudden. You can understand the way that their mind works. You can understand the way that they do things. And you can also pick up on how much exactly behind the scenes they were trying to fuck your life up. This type of obsession that these narcissists have, their whole day, you are on their mind. Everything that they do is centered around what you're going to do, and vice versa. Like, they want you to be on their time, but when you're not together, they are secretly obsessing over you. And they'll do things such as go through your trash to read your mail. They'll go through your phone. They will not respect privacy whatsoever. If it's this type of situation, they will constantly make perverted jokes, talk about sexual stuff. Like, this is so deep. And like, if you get away from somebody that's a narcissist and then you go back around them 18 months to 2 years later and you've done some healing, you're going to be able to pick up on the warning signs and the red flags of this type of behavior. And also, you'll be able to read the behavioral patterns and also the behavioral cycles that these narcissists go through, because they work in a cycle. They absolutely work in a cycle. Tell me I'm lying. Think about the worst ex you ever had, the worst spouse you ever dated. How things would be good for a while, and then something would happen, and then be a huge fallout, and then the cycle would start all over, okay? Even if they weren't a narcissist, that is a pattern of behavior that is toxic, okay? So narcissists work on the same cycle as anyone that maybe has bad characteristics or like bad behavioral patterns, or they're toxic. For instance, let's say someone has deep-seated insecurities and they're real jealous and they want to control what you do, right? Okay. Sorry, this is difficult for me, like I'm still going through trauma. Probably shouldn't be talking about this shit as I'm being subjected to new trauma, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to say this. And I lost it. Bye-bye, thoughts. It was nice to see you. Sad I didn't read you. That was my thoughts floating to the cloud, not the iCloud. No, those thoughts are never to be seen again. Not even if you pay a subscription. Because if I could, I would. I wish I could buy gigabytes for my brain. Like, seriously. I forgot what I was talking about, but yeah. This is traumatic. But It's been a learning experience. I understand things so much clearer now. I just feel bad for like I just feel bad for thinking that what I had with this person, I thought they had my back. I thought they were in my court. I thought they were on my team. I thought that we were family. I thought that we were loyal. And I'm not talking about moving out of here because this is my choice. I want to be clear because already the internet's already spinning shit. They're already spinning shit. This is my choice to leave. People need to understand that my recovery, my mental health, my well-being is on the line here. Being here has led me back to drugs more often. Always. This is the first time it hasn't. And that's probably because I've done a lot of healing and I've been clean for a while. This place always leads me back to drugs. This place leads me always back to handcuffs, DWIs. That part is behind. That's been behind me for half a decade. This place is not a good environment. And y'all can see that I was spiraling beginning of the week as I was painting this place. You know, let me explain it. Because I had escaped. And then I have no choice because of the weather and because of what I've went through in town but to come back here. I'm left with no option but to come back here after I finally escaped for 2 years. I made more progress in that. Cultivated myself into. I have established for myself my morals, my values, and my principles. All of that was stolen from me when I was a child. And I discovered all of that while I've been gone from this hellhole. And coming back here and having to paint this place and clean it out, you will see me in those videos from earlier in the week. That is what the realization was. I cannot believe I'm back here. I did everything right. I got off drugs. I got off of alcohol. I stopped treating my body like I didn't appreciate it. I stopped disrespecting myself. I focused it on finding a better career path out of stripping. And I'm right back here because I have a YouTube channel. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So when I was going through that in the beginning of the week, last week, that's where I was at mentally. I just cannot believe that I'm back in this situation and the only person that I can rely on is this person. I mean, it's really discouraging for me to want to make connections with people when the only person that's ever kind of been there for me was this person. How disappointing. When I have so much to give, when I don't let people down, when I'm reliable, when I'm accommodating, when I want to do for others. I have so much initiative to give, but everybody's so crappy, I have to stay away from everybody. And the closest thing I ever had to family, yeah, it's very difficult to care about somebody and to know that they're incapable of caring about you completely. Completely. I really started to look at behavioral patterns this week, little things such as sleep. I don't get enough sleep. I constantly lack sleep because I'm usually on the streets. I do have this mattress. This mattress came out of my built-in. I love this mattress. I put it in here night before last was the first night that I actually got a sound, comfortable night's rest in years. Seriously. Even when I was living in my truck, I was uncomfortable all the time because of the built-in, like the mattress and stuff was just, it's just weird. So I wasn't quite comfortable. Last night, however, and I'm gonna hold on, let me start at the beginning of the sleep thing. So listen to this. So I was looking at pattern, like the pattern. Okay. So empathy. If you have empathy, then and compassion, then you have understanding for another person's needs and wants and their feelings, right? So I started looking at his empathy level and I started with sleep. So it's crazy because I never get a good night's rest. And when I would stay in that house every morning, he would be lunking around the house, slam dishes, and that's a trailer, so the walls are thin, so you can hear through the walls. This actually went on for 20 years. This is one of the things that narcissists do to get a reaction. They will poke the bear. It's actually called reactive abuse. Any attention is better than no attention. I know it sounds crazy to all of you sane folks who hate to argue as much as I do. I know it sounds insane for someone to intentionally start an argument just to get your time and attention, but I can assure you that that's what to feed off of. So, something that I recognized this week is how not only for 20 years this person went to bed before me, but they also typically now get up after me. I hadn't had a good night's rest in over 2.5 years. I come out here, sleep one night in here, get one night's good rest. I had one night's good rest. He's literally standing there listening to what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying. You'll never have privacy around somebody like this. Like reading my mail, going through my dirty clothes, doing God knows what. Like I've been through some of the most violating shit that you can ever imagine. So I usually go to bed after this person and I'm up before this person. I work a full time job. This is stressful. I'm actually homeless. I know most people look at content creation and they think that this is easy. Well, okay, here. You go expose all your dirty deeds and all the mistakes you've made and let go of your guilt, shame, rage, self-hatred. You go do what I do and then come back and tell me how that works out for you. Complete disregard for sleep. I used to work third shift, and I used to have to drive 2 hours to Charlotte and 2 hours back every day. That was taxing. Not to mention my job was a physical job. Don't you know it? Every morning, like clockwork, he'd be banging around in that kitchen at 5 a.m. when I didn't even get in till 3 a.m. That went on for years. Listen to me, ladies, men. When people have a complete disregard for how their actions are impacting your life and you've done told them for 20 years that they're disrespectful, at some point you need to realize that they are not only doing this intentionally, but they're doing it to get a reaction out of you. And not only that, they're looking for attention. Narcissists feed on any kind of attention. As long as they can throw you off of your game, set you off of your course, throw you a curveball so that you're looking over here instead of over here, that's their goal. And they're happy. They're happy. They're completely happy. So I think that the sleep pattern thing, going back to the sleep thing, part of the reason that he sent me out here was because A, I refused to sleep in there, but also B, because he's disrespectful, and he wants to say, oh, I don't go to bed till after you. I'm working a more important job, and yes, my job is more important because I'm homeless. You have millions of dollars, you have land, you're a boomer, you've got it all figured out. You've stole my money, stole my land, so I've got to work extra hard to catch up. I think my sleep and my job is more important than yours. Complete disregard for your time, your feelings, your sleep. This is another thing. The amount of conversations that I have where I haven't eaten, I haven't showered, I haven't slept. And he would pick me up and he would be like asking me a question about stuff that's supposed to take place 3 weeks from now. I don't know, like a court date or something. And my basic needs have not been met. As soon as I get in the car, he's wanting my energy, my time. It's like anything good in 2 days. I haven't had any. So I think what I'm trying to touch on here is how their time and their wants and needs are more important. Oh, thank you so much, music guy. Happy Monday. Thank you so much. Their needs and wants are more important than yours, and that is a huge red flag. And if you can pick up on that red flag in the beginning, then you can cut that person out of your life. Because if they have disregard for if you eat, if you sleep, if you work, that's crazy. That's some evil shit. When we care about people, we want the best for them. Right? Is this revolutionary shit that I'm saying? Or am I just so brainwashed? Thank you so much, music guy. Seriously though. So I go to bed after, get up before. I'm running around working. And he's physically draining me emotionally, as you can see earlier in the week. And I want to tell you guys everything that's going on, but he's in the background saying, oh no, don't say this. So-and-so is going to find out that you're here, and I can't have her finding out that you're here, and I can't. What are you talking about right now? That is my house. You owe me money. You either owe me money or you need to sign the house over to me. One or the other. Either way, I shouldn't be having to hide in a property that I gave you cash for. It's unbelievable. One day I'm going to share these videos with you guys, but it's going to be a long time because I can't even listen to a few minutes of it at a time because it's just so toxic. To have raw footage of a narcissistic sexual predator admitting all of his crimes and to hear no empathy, the lack of empathy, no compassion, and the sheer unawareness, like completely unaware. It's shocking. It is. And it's taught me a lot. It has. This whole situation being here, this was part of God's plan for me to learn from this situation and to understand how these men work. And women can be traffickers too, but to understand how these people work. He never offered to buy any other girl a car. He never offered to help any other girl. It's crazy. Anybody that's curious about the land and the money, there's actually videos where you can see the notarized paperwork where we signed over land and exchanged money. It's here on my channel. Sure is. I think it's in a short. It's going to be way back. So, it's crazy because the trolls were saying that the truck wasn't in my name, and y'all saw how that played out. Who were they looking for when they were looking for the truck, and who got the bill for the truck? It's just crazy that people come and they lie on the internet. And I think that people that are not intellectually inclined, they believe a lot of it, especially young people, because, I don't know, man. You know how kids are. So, it's crazy how people come and they've never met me. They don't know me. I've already been to civil court. We've discussed that too. I don't think people understand how often things like Epstein and how victims are treated, and especially small towns. I've explained how his ex-wife knows the sheriff's department. She's family with them. He actually said on the record in the courthouse down here, I sued him, right, for the land and all this money. Sued him. And he said on record in court, quote, yes, Your Honor, she did pay me that money. No, Your Honor, I didn't sign the land over to her. And they dismissed my case. Swear to God on my life, it's on the record. Stokes County, if you think I'm lying. Heather Brooke Clark. Look it up. On the record. That's how they do it around here. They do it differently here on the Forsyth County. 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So you went with me. Y'all saw, I took out a restraining order, blah, 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 blah. So, this has been years in the making, and people, I think a lot of people just can't conceptualize, because like I said, I think a lot of people have this understanding of like this weird relationship, and it's really sad. We got to change the way we got to reframe the way people think about sex crimes and the victims of sex crimes. Yeah, it's crazy. Why are they acting like they know your life? Because they're stalkers. They had video gaming channels, and their video gaming channels did not work out. They had the hots for me, and they've never left me alone. Those are the same people that got me fired from my job. Those are the same people that call the coffee shop when I go and spend money in businesses. Those are the same people that call everybody. It's the same stalkers. Same stalkers. Never met me, never had a conversation with me. That's what people do on the internet, honey. It's weird. I know. And I assure you, the bigger of a star you become, the more crazier stories you hear about yourself. It's like, when do you know that you made it? When you have people literally trying to kill you. Welcome to 2025. So exciting. Yeah. And what it is that they're riding off of your coattails. Y'all, that hair's driving me crazy. They're riding off of your coattails. And that's really what it's about. That's how you know you made it, is that all of these hate channels pop up. All of these people start trashing your name. All of these people start twisting information into misinformation. It's like your life turns into a game of telephone. That's how you know you made it. Because other people are now popping up channels, stealing my content, and trying to make content to make money, right? Okay. So, yeah, they do it because their channel failed. It's an easy way to spread hate. I don't know how to block them. I've got an IT person. That's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. I'm an easy target because I don't know how to block them through their URL. I don't even know what that is. Okay? That's why. Because I'm an easy prey, because I don't know how to work technology. If you want the real answer. That, and they're riding off of my coattails hoping to make money off of my name. So, it is what it is. It's been the same losers from the start. They're obsessed. And it's crazy. It never dawned on me that this started it. This is the person that gave me CPTSD. There's been 7 major incidents in less than 22 years that were so impactful that it damaged my psyche to a point that I was hospitalized. The instability that comes from being in a domestic violence situation like this, it will absolutely drive you insane. And there's been so many different incidences where my psyche was impacted that it actually caused me to have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's actually from years of psychological torture, physical violence, and sexual assault. So being back here is not where I'm supposed to be. But the good news is after talking to Stephanie, I've made huge progress. I didn't turn back to drugs. We had some beer, probably. That's, how I feel about that. And that was a huge trigger. And, when I told Stephanie that, she's like, oh, Lord. She's like, you're triggered. I was like, yeah, I literally went through mania all week last week trying to get this building painted and get prepared for this, knowing good and well that this is the worst place for me to be, but not having any way out of it. And things just go from bad to worse, She said that it was extremely dangerous. I didn't have a chance to talk to her before this decision was made. So I didn't have a chance to bounce it. My psychologist, I have a therapist. I didn't have a chance to bounce off of her the fact that I might be moving back in here, like moving in here. And I made that decision without discussing it with her, and I shouldn't have done that because actually, sorry, I don't mean to get emotional. It just, you ever know something and you just like forget, and then you get in a bad situation and you're like, oh fuck, I knew that this was bad, but oh fuck, and that's why I get emotional, because I know that once the psyche is impacted and you're traumatized, that you should not be subjecting yourself to the person that subjected you to trauma. You never go back. You never go back. It's like a death sentence to go back. But like, if you go through something traumatic, let's say you witness your grandma getting shot. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to kill your granny off. I'll bake her cookies. But let's say you witness your grandma getting shot. You're not even supposed to talk about that for about 18 months to 20 months. You're not supposed to be talking about that. And what have I done the entire time I've had this channel? Talk about all my trauma. So I don't think that people understand how much I've put myself out there in an attempt to not only be honest, but to expose what I never hear society talking about. This wouldn't have happened to me from the foster care system to where I am now if all systems were working like they were supposed to be. This has definitely been traumatic. But it's been a learning experience to understand the mind, Absolutely, Emily. It's the most important. Even when you have kids, your mental, emotional, and physical health is important. Sometimes more important than your children. If you don't have your shit together mentally, physically, emotionally, how well are they going to be? How well can you be there for them? Mental health and physical and emotional, these things are, people are not encouraged to put themselves first. They're not. They're encouraged to put college student loans first, their career first. People are not encouraged to put themselves first enough. And you tell everybody to suck it, and you take care of you first. Your basic needs, your well-being, your mental health. Like, seriously, society will just suck and suck and suck. Absolutely, Kimber. And that's what I'm saying. I think that I realized, like, the conditioning, the grooming, the pattern of the way that this narcissist behaves, coming back here opened a whole new window to how and why this codependency even existed to start with. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I couldn't see it when the codependency was strong 2 years ago. That codependency had been there for over 20 years at that point. So, leaving the situation, recultivating my identity, and getting grounded in what identity I had left, and then having to come back here and be subjected to the same type of psychological trauma, you can see through it. And it's so hard to shut up. Oh God, it's so hard. Do you know the patience I had to have yesterday? Whew, you'd be so proud. You'd be so proud. When I was trying to break the ice to get a better understanding, and like I said, I came at this, I wanted to analyze his frame of mind and analyze his way of thinking when it came to women, their bodies, the respect or the lack of respect he had for women. There was questions that I had in my head with the specific intent to draw out certain answers that would show me characteristics, things that I assumed, but I did not have definitive proof for. They do. The narcissists that you're with, if you're with one, they despise you. They despise you. Narcissism is a whole different thing than just a personality a personality trait. These are very dangerous people. Very. They're evil. They're evil. It's crazy. He fucking imploded on my knees. I couldn't believe it. I said, no way. Y'all, my pants, sorry. I said, no way. This son of a bitch. I knew it. Oh, yeah, he watches my channel. He stalks my channel. He wouldn't pass up and that's another thing about a narcissist, and specifically a sexual narcissist. Um, they always gonna try to have contact with you in some manner. He stalks my channel like it's nothing. Like, and that's another thing, that willful incompetence where they play stupid. There's stuff that I say on my channel and I know he watches it, and he will play dumb like he doesn't know what's going on in my life when I know he sits around doing nothing but watching my channel. And it's not that I want him to watch my channel. I wish I knew how to block him. It makes me uncomfortable knowing that still, even after all these years, he's still, fiending. It's weird. Oh, wow. Is that crazy? I'm so MAI trainer. I'm so sorry. I've had that happen. I had people that would send me money for food 2 years ago, or a year ago, 2 years ago, and they would, if I would shout them out, butterfly, if I would shout them out and say thank you, Kevin or whatever, they would go and then make a fake profile and start pretending to be Kevin, and then start stirring the pot and stirring up drama, and then they would like harass those channel members for sending me money for food. Like, people think I've made all of this money from YouTube. It's really crazy. It makes me angry, actually. It's hurt me. It's took food off my table. I've lost my truck and school over it. And it's just crazy how people lie. Like, you would have to be on drugs to think that I'm on drugs. You know, there there's some stuff that you just can't fake, okay? And it's unfortunate that by telling my story, that all of my story was used as ammunition to try to hurt me, because that's what happened. People come to this channel and they think that these hate channels have exposed me. Let me tell you something. Anything that anyone on the internet knows about me, it's because I told them. My criminal record, my past drug addiction. I told the internet that. And then random losers got fixated on me and started twisting the narrative in the story. It's as simple as that. It's all been recorded. There's tons of videos in the past because I used to let stuff like that bother me. But once again, I've made huge changes and growth on this channel in the past 2 years. I recognize the psychology behind bullies, internet crime, sex crimes, stalking. I understand why these type of people behave this way, and so that's better help me deal with these types of people. What happened? She's got to walk through it. Yeah, I never dated this person. This is my uncle. I never dated this person. This was family. Well, I thought it was family. Absolutely watches my channel. Yeah, so yesterday when I finally broke the ice and everything, I told him, I said, you're obsessed with me like I'm your fucking wife, and I look at you like a father. And then last night, and then I told him, I said, you will never violate my body again. Like, I said that when I got clean and I meant it, but like, I needed to say it again, like to his face, like let him know. And then a few hours later, right when I'm going to get in bed, I get a text message talking about oh, you're going to have to be quiet, or da-da-da-da-da-da, or you're going to have to do this and that. And he's, oh, what did he say? He said, my daughter found out that you're here. You mean the one that you told me that I remind you of? Honey. So, anyways, he said that his daughter found my channel, and I said, "Oh, well, I'll move everything out." And he's like, "No, you don't have to do that. You can leave your stuff here." Why? So you can go lie to them for a week and say that you kicked me out and then try to hide me again? Do you understand this? This is so stupid. I don't hide from anything. I don't hide in closets. Hide under the bed. My wife just got home. What the fuck? Absolutely not, boo boo. Absolutely not. So this is why I was upset in the beginning of the week, because I already knew, because the controlling, manipulative tactics, not wanting me to film, not wanting me to work. Well, here's the thing. You let me you tell me to move in here to save up money for a car, but I work from home and I have to film every day in order to make money to buy a car, to leave out of here. Let me tell you something. This is not about help. This was about keeping his supply hidden away and ensuring that she could never escape. I would never be able to make money if I can't film and dig myself out of this financial hole. This is my job. There are no jobs, by the way. We have more unemployed people than readily available jobs now, which I already knew because I spent thousands of dollars looking for work in 22, 23, and 24. So I was ahead of the curve, and thank God I opened a channel. And thank you guys for supporting me, my real channel followers. Thank you so much. And I say my real channel followers because a good portion of my following hates my guts. So anyways, I don't know why you'd follow people you don't like, but that's the new generation. So anyways, this is a way for the narcissist telling me that I can't film, telling me, hey, Frederick, telling me that I can't film, telling me that I have to be quiet, telling me that I can't be on the property, out, walking around. I can't even, let me tell you something. He literally wants me to stay in this building 24/7. Not allowed to come out and get fresh sunshine, not allowed to come out and work out. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm to be in there and be quiet all day. How am I supposed to make money? Riddle me this. If you let me move in here to save money, and I work from home, why would you ask me to shut up, stop filming, cut the Wi-Fi off, and hide me from the rest of your family that lives down the road? This is perfect. This is perfect. This is flipping perfect. Think about it. Because the point is not to help me. The point is to hide me away and tote me away so I can be his supply. So he has access to me. He knows what I'm up to, who I'm with, what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have a car. I'm trapped here. This is perfect. I gotta take a screenshot of this and save it on that because I'm gonna come back to this in 10 years. This is perfect. Perfect scenario. So you allow me to move in here to save money and to work to save money for a car so I can then go save money for a home. But then you tell me, after I paint it, after I declutter it, after I clean it, after I get the infestation out, then you tell me that I gotta stop filming, I gotta be quiet, I'm not allowed to walk or work out on the property, I can't come outside, and I need to stay in the shed and shut up and make sure that nobody can hear me. Then how am I supposed to make money? How am I supposed to look for a job if I can't come out? And you need to understand that this is not about help. This is about power and control and having control over my life. This person has been obsessed with me. It's not an obsession. It's a sexual condition. This is a sexual narcissist. They will implode their entire family just to make sure that they have the object of their affection. And I've been it. It's crazy because I asked him, I said, how many other girls did you offer to buy a car for? He said, none. And I was the baby. I was the youngest girl of the bunch. I remember some of the first questions he ever asked me was if I was sexually abused as a child. I remember riding in the car on 158, headed towards Kernersville. I was probably maybe 18. And he asked me about my dad, and about my family and then about childhood abuse. I'm smiling because now I recognize that what I told him as a 57, 8-year old man, he absolutely had the remembering that I can see where his mind was headed and what he was planning. It's crazy how people cover up for people like this, y'all. I'm sick. I'm sick. Yeah, he wasn't trying to help me. He was trying to just hide me away and damn, you know, use me as his supply. Because that's what they do. They don't want you to thrive. You can never have a life of your own. They don't want you to be happy. They just want you to be there for them to do whatever they want to do with you. Hey, Derry. Yeah, we're going to freeze to death tonight. What's the low going to be? Let's see. I don't really care. I actually feel so much relief and peace knowing that I'm not going to be around this person, you know. What is going on with this phone? Oh my gosh, I swear, y'all. I think it's the phone case. Y'all. The damn thing's like glitching out because of that cheap ass phone case. That's exactly what it is. I hate this. It's gonna be 48 degrees tonight. That's so cold, y'all. You don't even understand. Like, you cannot fall asleep when it's that cold outside. I don't know. I guess we'll just drink lots of caffeine and pray that we don't freeze to death. That's all that I can do, you know? It sure beats, you know, having to be pushed into a position where I can't heal and I get stuck here for forever, because that's what'll happen. I'll shut up. I'll stop filming. Week 1, I'll drink beer. Week 2, I'll be looking for heroin. I've already been down that road. I've been here 20 years. I've been clean multiple times, and every time I ended up back here. Somehow, somewhere along the line, I ended up back on drugs. So, you know, I'm just being honest that these are triggers, and, you know, what am I supposed to do? Stay here and risk getting strung back out on drugs, getting abused, getting psychologically tortured, getting treated like crap every day, being stuck in the she shed with no sunshine. I mean, do y'all see how pale I've been? Y'all noticed how gray my skin's been? It's because I haven't been outside. I've been completely confined. Do you know what that does to a human that actually thrives on outside? It's not good. It sends them into a depression. You know, I don't know. I think that people are much better off not being around people that are going to psychologically torture them. I feel like that's one of the most under talked about abuses. Like, people overlook psychological torture, like, oh, he said mean things. No, you don't understand. It goes deeper than that. It's more about re-victimizing the victim over and over through psychological tactics so much that it impacts their psyche negatively, and they start to spiral and crash out. How is that not abuse? You know? Oh, Argentina. Hello. Yeah, I am leaving. I've got appointments and stuff I have to do this afternoon. Absolutely keep filming. Like, that's the thing. Look at how many people have come up to me in public and they're like, stop filming, stop filming. I'm not even filming them, I'm filming myself. And they come up and they're like, can you stop filming? What? What is wrong with these people around here? Can you imagine that you're sending a damn cameo to your grandma who's turning 100 years old and you're like, Grandma, I hope you kick ass on your birthday. You blow them candles, Grandma. And some rude stranger comes up and says, stop filming yourself. Just imagine, because it's happened to me on camera like 5, 6 times. You know, people are not going to come here and gaslight me. You know, they're not. No, there's nothing no one can say to me because I know that I stand on the word of God. I've never, ever came at anybody negative. Ever. I don't come at people like they be coming at me. Ever. In person or on the internet. You know, and I also have not been out here at one of these fake churches being brainwashed into fake doctrine, you know? Oh, yeah. That's another thing. That's another. So not only would the narcissist have his supply if I comply and move into the shed and stop filming, but I also wouldn't be on the internet talking about potentially crimes. And then also, they have everything to hide or something to hide. Yes, that would shut down the operation. That's the goal. The goal was not to help me, to let me save money for a car. The goal was to try to end my YouTube career. Just like the women at Planet Fitness, just like the trolls on the internet. What is it about having a YouTube that makes people want to kill you? I've had my tires stabbed out over this YouTube channel. The guy that did it, it was because of the channel. So, you know, what is going on with people out here? Why are they trying to literally kill the good people of the world? I don't get it. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Yeah, I don't understand that, DNA. Why do people come to hate? Why wouldn't you go watch something that you identify with or you appreciate or you respect? Why come to spread hate? I'll tell you why. Because of the lack of identity in people walking around. People don't know who they are. People are struggling psychologically with mental health problems. And also people have been raised by technology. And so they don't operate like they should. They're fake. They're not authentic. It's unfortunate. And that's part of the reason that so many people and are on the internet spreading hate. It's because they don't know who they are. So a lack of identity causes people to lash out at others in society. That's another thing, Lemon Squeezy. Hey, how you been? Lemon Squeezy. Long time no see. I hope you're well. They get offended by truth too. See, that's another thing. You know, so let me tell you something. So if you didn't know this person and you met somebody, or how can I frame this? Hold on, give me a second. So if you didn't know this person and someone in the community started talking about this family, the ex-wife and the husband, right? That live in separate houses a road down. Weird. So if that doesn't tell you anything, it should. From the outside, if you didn't know them and you met someone in this community and they were going to tell you about them, they would say, oh, she was a nurse and he worked at Duke Energy. They are great people. They go to church every Sunday. They got kids, grandkids. Okay? That's society or the way that it looks on the outside. They're going to try to destroy anybody that tells a different story or tells the truth. It affects their image. It's not the legacy they want to leave behind, but it's absolutely what happened. How come I can't run from my mistakes, but rich people can just run from theirs? Makes me sick. Makes me sick. Oh, I'm so sorry, DNA. Oh, I know so many narcissists been down your road just to escape a 13-year mindfuck of a friendship. People are crazy. You know, going back around the narcissist, you start to pick up on these behavioral patterns and these inconsistencies in their behavior, and you can see them behind the scenes trying to inconvenience your life. Like, there's been so many times where I clearly have caught this person trying to inconvenience my life just to get a reaction out of me. It's that reactive abuse where they don't like the reaction they're getting from me, so they'll cause a problem or a disturbance in order to get attention and any attention. As we read about, it does not matter. Narcissists love positive and negative attention. They just want your energy. Whether your energy is poured into being sad and crying, your energy is poured in to being needy, whether your energy is poured in to being happy with them, whether your energy is poured in to screaming at them. They want any of your energy. That is their supply. So they'll take anything. But here recently, going back to what DNA said, here recently I also noticed that he weaponized incompetence. He plays dumb, you know. So yeah. Yeah, they do want to suck the life out of you. You ain't lying, Colleen. How you doing? I've been doing okay, girl. I hope you've been doing too. It's been bumpy. The world belongs to Satan. Look at what they did to Jesus. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because of the irony. I mean, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Yeah. Yeah, people suck. Hey, Rebecca. People suck. I think that I think that people need to understand that I don't know, that I was a kid, you know, when this person come into my life. I was absolutely a child. Um it's just hard because the victim blaming for the abuser, you know, they try to say, "Oh, you were mature for your age. You were asking for it. You wanted it." These were things that were physically said to me yesterday. So, like, you know, and this is when I was trying to crack the ice to get him to speak, you know, because you know how they won't talk, weaponizing incompetence, avoidance. Um, so it's just crazy to me how they see things. And I truly believe that they believe themselves. That's the scary part. I do. I think they truly believe themselves and they feel justified in the lying that they do to obtain whatever addiction they have, whether it's drugs or sex, in this case, sex. I think that they feel entitled to lying about the dirt that they're doing to their family, you know, because this is a person that literally pushed his wife and children to the side so that he could sex traffic women. So, you know, it is what it is. We wouldn't even be talking about this if he was capable of communicating and letting me process this with him. But a narcissist will be a narcissist and they will stonewall you. And I already knew that he was a narcissist. That's one of the reasons I haven't been back here. But I still cared about him because it was the only family that I'd had for over 20 years. That ship has sailed. What I've experienced for the past week, 2 weeks, has been absolute hell on fucking earth. I don't even know how I've managed to stay clean. I don't know how I've managed to not snap. You know, I've recognized, though, his behavioral pattern and how he would get under my skin and intentionally cause problems. You know, and this is not just causing problems. This is a physical, long-term future. I've been thrown off course by this person. This person, you know, stole my money. This person stole my land. This this is more complex than just someone saying mean words, or, you know, it's just so much more complex. It's unfortunate. What a shitty individual. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, Colleen. So you want me Amy said, "You're mature for your age," is something a pervert would say, shaking my fucking hand. I don't know why it blocked that. That's what I'm saying. So, before I moved into the shed and cleaned it all out, there was no conditions to me moving into the shed. But once I moved into the shed, then there's this long list of conditions. You got to be quiet. You got to stay out of the sun. You can't come outside of the building. You got to stay locked up in the building and suffocate in there in the heat. And I asked him yesterday if he had a fan, and he's like, "I don't have one." So you want me to come in this building, shut the door, that's not ventilated in the summer. I think today it's going to be like 84, 85, which means it'll be 95 in there. And this is what I'm saying. A narcissist is going to be incapable of empathizing with your basic needs being met. That is a huge red flag that you are around somebody who is dangerous, because he is willing to put his need for my body, my attention, my time, because narcissists supply, he's willing to stuff me in a building and let me suffocate, let my career crash, all because he wants to lie to his family. His need for his supply, his need for my attention is more important than telling the truth, being honest, my life. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the stuff that I've been able to pick up on since I got back here. So, for instance, the whole sleep thing. Like, I noticed yesterday that he was extremely tired. Aw. How does it feel? How does it feel for the first time you got exhausted from raging? How does it feel? That's how I've felt the whole time I've been around you. You looked so exhausted sitting in that chair last night. So exhausted. Went to bed at like 7 o'clock and slept till like 6 o'clock this morning. You always get more sleep than me, you lucky bastard. Must be nice to stress out your victim so much. You give her a place to sleep, but then she can't even enjoy the sleep because she's stressed out from all the trauma that you've subjected her to. Yeah, he was so tired from raging at me yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, wow, he must be tired for the first time, and he doesn't even realize that the amount of stress from kicking me out on the street, stealing my money, violating my body, disregarding my children as trash, and disregarding me as trash when I had my children. He doesn't realize that all of that behavior, and there's so much more that I can't even think about off the top of my head. He doesn't realize that that behavior has made me physically ill and drained me the same way that he felt yesterday. But his lack of empathy, even if I would have pointed it out, even if I would have walked up and said, "Hey, you see how tired you are right now? Yeah, that's how tired you've made me every day for the past 20 something years. Stealing my energy, my privacy, my human rights, completely disregarding my feelings, my well-being." It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. He was absolutely tired as hell. And I was like, and like I said, pointing it out, he would never be able to conceptualize that his mere presence has made me uncomfortable for over 20 years. My skin starts to crawl when I see him pull in the driveway, because I know it's going to be bullshit, because he's not a trustworthy person. So I know, after years of experience of being tortured by him psychologically, I know that whatever comes with him is bullshit. It makes it physically hard to be around people like that when you're nothing like that. And also when you've started to heal from stuff like that and you're realizing the inconsistencies in their behavioral patterns. They don't care. Absolutely. All he cares about is having access to me. I'm like a trophy. I'm not a human. These people do not value, narcissists do not value humans on a human level. There is no connection or bond. The closest they'll come is like trauma bonding. They view their partner, their family member, their children, whoever, they view them as property. They're property. So, yeah, no, they're incapable of love. They can fake it. Ted Bundy was able to do that. He could fake it. Some people can fake it. Some, people can fake it, but yeah. William, that's where I'm at. So, were you subjected to like did you date somebody that was a narcissist and then break away from them and then all of a sudden you can pick up on narcissists now better cuz that's what happened to me. I'm just wondering. Yeah, it's crazy. Um going back to these types of families, they know he's a pervert. They know he has a problem. They know that he was busted for prostitution at one point. He was like paying a hooker somewhere or something back in the day. They know, he's got a problem with sex. That's why the whole family was imploded. It's just really sad to see people that are so unintelligent that, you know, like I said, society says that these people are something that they're not from the outside. Society doesn't know about their dark secrets and dirt, but also these people are going to do everything in their power, even their children, to cover up what the father has done because of the embarrassment and shame that comes with it, and they don't want to leave that legacy behind for him. So all of these people in the community will wipe his ass and cover up his crimes for him. And I want to be clear that most of the women that he was involved with, they weren't trafficked like me. My situation is completely different. So he trafficked me. So I want to be clear. Those women chose to work for him. My situation was completely different. So I just want to be clear in what I say because I don't think people have an understanding. But here's the thing. If those women were strung out on drugs and looking for a fix, ain't he just as bad as like Epstein if he's facilitating this behavior towards women who he is aware have drug problems? At what point are they working of their own, what's the word, volition? And at what point is he targeting women because they have drug problems to profit off of them? Because I think it was a little of both. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Daughter of the King, hello. Nikki, hello. Yeah, I just think that you know what sucks now that I've been reading? That's really pissing me off. Imagine someone milking you for money for years and then the internet saying that this person was your sugar daddy. There were times throughout, like when I got out of prison or I went to prison, he sent me $40 in prison. He sent me books in prison. And when I got out of prison, he was there to pick me up, you know? Um, and it was a few months before I was able to go back to work. So of course he bought me groceries, stuff like that. But, it's just, I think that it was intentional. Looking at it from the outside and looking back, I see how he would want people to think that. He would get off on the fact that he has like this young girl. And I'm sure that most of these people think that this was some kind of relationship that it wasn't. It's crazy. It's crazy how people that don't even know you, have never talked to you, don't know your story, don't know anything, that they want to try to write history for you. It's crazy. Oh, thank you. Hey, Big Nook. I have no plan, Leroy. I have some meetings this afternoon that I got to attend to, and then I got to get this stuff in storage. And then I don't know what I'm going to do about tonight. It's going to be cold. I do have like these snowsuit bottoms, but I don't know if it'll keep me warm, but I'm going to try. It's like a ski suit, but like it's made for like more hunting. They're like these coveralls that where's my other coveralls? Where the hell am I going to put? I'm not pulling those out of storage. Absolutely not. Those are damn $200 coveralls. No, those are Carhartts. I'm not losing those on the street. That's all I got left. Absolutely not. I'd rather get fucking frostbite. Nope. No. Because if I pull them out of storage, where am I going to store them during the day? Remember, let's not forget that I buried my clothes in the woods and somebody from the internet stole my stuff out of a hole in the ground. Who goes and steals a homeless woman's clothes? Trolls from the internet. Yeah. So no, I am not stuffing my $200 Carhartts into a hole that I worked my ass off to buy 5 years ago. Absolutely not. I have a snowsuit, like, pants. I need to put on a nicotine patch. I got, like, these snowsuit pants that you can, like, hunt in or whatever. I don't know, man. What was I getting? Nicotine patch. Yeah, I guess a part of me was hoping that by coming back here that he would be at a point in his life where maybe he would be ready to make some amends and fix the wrongs that he had done to me. What the hell is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I've had more people do me wrong than good. Why do I keep wanting to see good in people or see people for who they're not? What is wrong with me? That is the most preposterous, stupid survivor thing that you could ever think. That your abuser is going to right what they've done wrong. I'll tell you why I thought that. Because I actually view this person as family. As sick as it may be. It's the only person I've had for over 20 years since I was a child. It's the only pop I ever had. This is the farm. This is the home. This is the people that raised me. Him. Ain't that crazy to say? I really thought that maybe he'd want to right his wrongs, give me the money he owes me, sign my land over. I don't know. No. But no. This was the same old behavior, tucking me away in the shed. You know, it's crazy because it's just crazy. I went to the grocery store yesterday and got groceries. I'm going to have to throw all those away because I can't take them with me, you know. Yeah. So here's the thing. He would absolutely let me live here rent-free and run all over the place if I simply wouldn't work. If I just sat down and spent all my time in there just baking and being his house bitch, then we wouldn't be here. Do you understand how self-centered that is? To expect a homeless woman who you threw into homelessness by stealing her money and property, who is 50 years younger than you, approximately 40, you want her to live under your roof and just comply, and your ass is about to die, and you don't give a fuck about her future. I have met some of the most evil people in the fucking world. And the whole reason she's in this situation is because you lied, stole her money, kicked her out of her house. It's crazy. Crazy. I'm sorry, MAI. That way you have to have him. Exactly, Teresa. Exactly. This is why I was freaking out at the beginning of the week and I couldn't say anything. That's why I was melting down. Like holding it all in. I got him in my ear saying, shut up, you can't talk, you can't walk, you can't work. Meg's wife is going to hear you down the road. Sir, what are you talking about right now? What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with me? You know? It's crazy. It's crazy. Have you told your wife you sold me land in a trailer and I gave you money? No. No. And you know what's crazy is I confronted his son. Remember when I confronted his son out here when he had me trespass off the land? Remember when I confronted his son? And I said, I'll email you a copy of the notarized paperwork from where he sold me land. Do you want a copy? I looked right at his son. It's recorded. And his son, I said, I bet you didn't know that he sold me land. His son's like, I said, yeah. I said, we have paperwork. I said, it's notarized. I said, I can email you a copy. And he didn't say anything. And I was dead ass. I would have sent him a copy. I'm willing to disclose all paperwork. It's been disclosed on this channel. It's in a short, not to mention 2 or 3 longer videos. It's so crazy how I have definitive receipts and people will still come here saying that you're lying. Ain't that crazy? It's like people watching a video and them seeing 2 different things. It's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely, Leo. Absolutely. This is why I'm so jaded, because people suck. Absolutely. No doubt. It makes you not want to trust people. It makes you question everybody's motives, and you should. You need to be questioning everybody's motives, because they wouldn't be dealing with you unless they wanted something from you. I wish somebody would have told me that when I was a wee child. Nobody told me nothing. That's how I ended up in this situation. As you can see, I have a complete desire to turn it all around. If society would just get out of my way and let me heal. I think it bothers them that I'm happy despite everything I've been through. But the reason I'm happy is because I know who I stand for, and that's God. I'm sorry I cuss too much. I'm working on quitting smoking. Cut me a break. I'm homeless. Seriously, though. Seriously. Yeah, Melissa. So last year we went through that 2 years ago. When I was evicted off my property, I started recording stuff and explaining the story. I had a tiny house over there, and yeah, I know. Who has money for that? I make less than $1,000 a month, and hell, by Christmas it's looking like that might be 400 again. So, yeah, I can't do that. That was the plan, but with me having to spend money on things that I didn't do legally, I'm not going to have, things are really about to get really bad again, So it sucks. It sucks. It's, to have all of this initiative, to be a good person, to gear people in the right direction, to know how to fix things. What? Great question. The foster care system, the homelessness crisis, the CPS. What else could I fix? Drug addiction, rehab addiction treatment services. What else? I don't know. Legislation on sex crimes. What else? Like, I can keep going. You see my point. I care. I really care. That's why they're trying to kill me. And I'm not being overreactive or drastic when I say they're trying to kill me. How many times have they locked me up for things I didn't do? Twice. How many times, if you're taking food out of someone's mouth by having them incarcerated for crimes they didn't commit and risking their being repossessed, they're trying to kill you, fam. How much evidence you need? If they're trying to destroy your life, they're trying to kill you. Same thing. It's the same person. If they're trying to throw you off your game, they're trying to kill your change. Okay? I don't know who that is, Jessica. Hell, I ain't going to be able to have my email. My computer's going in storage. See? Like, now I'm going to have access to all of those people that I sent brand deal stuff. And I had gotten a response on one of them for protein, which is going to be sent here. So that protein that brand deal was sending me to try, it's going to come here, and then I won't even have that. Isn't that great? You see how they just, What did he think? He watches my channel. He knows what I'm striving towards. He saw me write the emails. So he knew that I was going to be asking all of these active places for brand deals. And now it's go out to the building, shut the door, suffocate, be quiet, you can't work, you can't stream. Literally cut the Wi-Fi off. And when I said, why did you cut the Wi-Fi off? He's like, oh, it's acting up today. I got 5 devices in there. Neither one of those devices would link up because he had cut the router off. You know, it's stuff like that, that back in the day, I would have just accepted it. I would have been like, oh, the Wi-Fi's messed up. But now I understand. He doesn't want me out here talking. He doesn't want me out here working, you know. And apparently now he's claiming that his daughter watches my channel. How weird. I got way too much. Am I? Oh, it's just because I'm setting. How I'm setting. Okay. Leave it alone, Brooke. It looks dark. It's killing me. It's like shadow. Yeah. So I did. Everything that, from groceries to cars to insurance, I've paid for. Yeah, absolutely. Great question. What is that? Well, oh God, dirty name. Probably need to change that. Jesus don't like that. Yeah, I paid for everything. Yeah, and that's another thing. You know, why take me to the grocery store 30 minutes before you tell me that I can leave my stuff here, but I can't stay overnight here? Or I don't even know what he was getting at. Y'all saw the text messages and the shorts. I don't know. What that was he was lying to his family again about my presence. That's exactly what that was. So you let me go buy groceries, and now you just get to stay and eat my groceries. Do you know how much? I mean, I've bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of groceries over the years, and he's just ate my food up. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's about, like, me giving that girl all those clothes across the street and then finding out that she's talking online forums, talking shit about me. Okay. So since you got an opinion about me, now I have an opinion about you being an alcoholic and raising 2 children and putting alcohol before your children. Now we got real problems. And she worked at the food line, by the way. She worked at the food line. So, you know, people have used me, milked me, and when I decided to leave sex work and stripping, that's really when I started having problems. I stopped being everybody's cash cow. I ain't got it. My life imploded. The economy, inflation, gas, groceries, everything is so expensive. I can't stay afloat, nor can I keep anyone else afloat. I used to let people live with me all the time. I had so many friends that would come and help me out with my daughter, girls. My favorite was this girl from Indiana, but I also had 2 other girls that came and stayed with me. One was from Virginia. She was a single mom too, but her parents had custody of her daughter. And there was another girl another redhead that was real nice. She was homeless, and I gave her a place to stay for a few months, and she actually worked, and I took her back and forth to work. So, you know, I've had people stay with me, and I would never expect them to buy enough groceries for me and them. I would never eat on someone who I knew was homeless and I let stay in my house who I knew was on a fixed income trying to save money for a car. I would never eat them out of house and home. I would never expect them to, I don't know, fork over money if that wasn't the initial agreement. But, you know, I noticed that my finances have been extremely hit hard, and I'm like, why? And it's the paint. So I paid for all the stuff to do this building, and look how great it looks. And now I gotta move out. You know, that was around $300 for the paint and then all that stuff, the latches, the what else? Oh, the chair. The chair was $80. No, I can't, Erica. No. That'll get me arrested. Absolutely not. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. Do you not understand that, like, I'm not trying to be funny? What I'm about to say, some of y'all are going to take the wrong way. But if you are a pretty girl and you're from a small town, absolutely not. I've seen 2 other pretty girls in this town out of 2,000 people. 2. Like, drop dead gorgeous, you know, station. And one night I forgot about her. She was gorgeous. She had on this cute little sundress. She's all full of life and shit. I was like, God, you don't hate yourself. Who are you and where did you fall from? Did the aliens drop you off, girl? Because you don't hate yourself. Like, she was really nice. I was just sitting on a park bench and she came over and she was like, "Hey, I think I see you on YouTube." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me. What's up, girl?" And she was like, "I just hate what you're going through and keep your head up." And she like said all this positive shit, handed me a beer. We chilled, smoked a cigarette, and she left, gave me her number, and she left. And she was really sweet. You know, it's really rare. So I can think of 3 interactions, 3 girls that I physically saw that were similar to me. Okay? Is that specific enough without being mean? That were similar to me. You don't see a lot of girls that are similar to me around these parts. Even when I worked at the winery and I also worked at the restaurant, you don't see a lot of girls. You know, you just don't see a lot of girls. Now, do they exist here? I think they do. I think they do. But I think they stay in the house and they isolate up on the mountain because of the sexual harassment, because of the pervertedness in society. Look at all of the interactions. Look at how I've been stalked. Look at how I've been harassed. Look at how these situations have been turned around on the victim, even though the victim made police reports. I do think that there are women out here in Stokes and Rockingham that completely isolate. Beautiful women. How sad. They can't even go out because the women bully them everywhere they go and treat them like shit. And then the men pester them and harass them and catcall them so they don't even want to be outside anymore. Look at what I've went through. That's exactly what I've been through. Now, some might say it's because I have a big mouth and I'm aggressive. It's called defense, baby. Okay, okay. Well, with Christianity being the primary religion in this town, and everybody going to church on Sunday here, you see I'm homeless. You know what kind of abuse I've been subjected to. You see my basic needs not being met when you ride by me, but you still choose to antagonize me instead of just leave me alone. Like, I don't even want your help. I just want you to leave me alone. But you're a Christian. Everybody around here is a Christian. Now, I will say that my favorite coffee shop, they're real Christians in there. You can tell that they care. You can tell that they love themselves and they have Jesus's love within them. You can tell when people love themselves. A lot of people in this town do not love themselves, and that's why I face so much hate over and over and over. And they know I can tell. That's the thing about being intuitive. You can literally meet somebody, and within seconds, you can get a read on them. It's called profiling. It's imperative to survival. I don't know. I think that I do think that these people probably read stuff about me or assume stuff about me because of who I was tied to, not realizing what actually took place, and that's the reason I'm addressing it. That's the reason I've been talking about it for the past week. It's literally almost drove me insane being here, being subjected to more psychological torture, you know. Yeah, society, I think that people in this town believe a lot of bull crap. I do. And the ones that don't believe it and know the truth, they hate me because they're angry at me. Well, the men, y'all see how they act. When I have guys roll up on me and they're trying to get me in their car, or they're trying to get me in their car, they're trying to get me to trade a biscuit for a biscuit. You see how violent and angry they get. That is sexual narcissism. Remember the guy at Bojangles? I was sitting on a curb. It was early morning and it was actually Hardee's and it was cold outside. And I think I had a cup of coffee. And I'm sitting there talking to you guys. And some guy pulls up behind me in a truck. And he's like, "Hey, girl." He's like, I don't remember what he said. And I was like, "I'm working right now," or something. He's like, "Well, I'm not trying to fuck you." And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? That's exactly what he was trying to do. That's why he even rolled up to interject himself into my life. He was hoping to get laid. That's how these people work. And then he turned angry when his fragile ego was penetrated by accountability. That's why he started raging. "I'm not trying to fuck you." It's exactly what you were trying to do. So, and showcasing this behavior in this town. What about the old pervert in the laundromat? Remember that one? I was sitting on a bench talking to you guys. I look over and some old man is literally almost sitting on my lap. His leg was touching my leg. And I jumped up and I said, "What are you doing?" He was a stranger. A stranger. I'm on a park bench. I'm on live. And this is all recorded. You can see him in the live. He literally is almost sitting on my lap. Some old pervert that I do not know walks out of the laundromat and just sits down on a park bench next to me, ready to have hands all over me. He was actually going for my knee. He was actually like about to go in and touch my leg, So I was just like, what is it? I jumped up. I said, "Sir, what are you doing?" I said, "You don't approach people like that." I said, "That is inappropriate." It's all recorded. I was actually so surprised at myself because of my, CPTSD and the trauma that I've been through. Having someone physically touch you like that could be triggering enough for me to snap and murder somebody. This is not a game. People don't understand trauma. Not well enough. That old man interjecting himself and putting his body all over me and about to touch my leg could have led him to a stabbing. These bullets, they be dodging. Thank God that I'm the sane one and the rational one and the respectful one in this situation, because I jumped up and informed him of how inappropriate it was for him to be rubbing up on some homeless girl who's washing her laundry at the laundromat. All of that's recorded, by the way. Or what about the kid that followed me to 3 different parking lots that I had a verbal confrontation with after he followed me to watch me jog? Remember that kid? Yeah. Do I need to keep going? We've had dozens, probably 2-3 dozens of stalkers in this town that we've caught on camera trying to offer us money for sex, essentially. And I've got it all on camera. People have a problem with that. This town's dirty secrets, their dirty laundry is laying out in the middle of the street, babe. That's why I was banned from Walmart. That's why I was banned from Food Line. That's why I was banned from anywhere. Because I tell the truth. That's what they do to people that tell their secrets. They try to kill them. They starve them out. Leave them in the street to die. I don't care. I'll die on this hill. At least I died for a good cause. I stood by my morals and values. I stood by God's word. I did what he wanted me to do. Protect myself. Respect myself. My body is my temple. Society has got this warped sense of reality, warped sense of what is right and wrong. It is absolutely wrong for anyone of any age to use their money, position, to claim to help someone with the intention of using that person they claim to help for their own sexual gratification. It's wrong. It's wrong. Plain and simple. Nobody wants to help you. They want to use and abuse you. It's just how it is. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to say I'll die with integrity. Thank you. And that ain't something I've always had. That ain't something I've always had. And it took a long time to get there. And that happened before I started this channel. I was doing the hard work 3-4 years before I even started this channel. So it's crazy because I come to this channel and people think that I just got clean. Or they think because I'm homeless. So they automatically assume that I'm homeless because of drugs. This is why I have a channel, and this is why I continue to run my mouth, because I will reach everybody until people understand the truth about what homelessness is and how people fall into it. Matter of fact, I'll spit a statistic at you right now. 65% of women who are homeless are actually escaping domestic violence situations just like this. 65% of homeless women are escaping domestic violence. They're homeless because of domestic violence. They're homeless because of sex trafficking, domestic violence. So I just want to be clear that the next time you see a homeless woman, there's a 65% chance that someone she married, a family member, or maybe even a sex trafficker is the reason that she's on the streets. Their actions directly impacted her life to a point that it landed her on the streets. I am sick of homeless people and drug addicts being blamed for a life that they did not choose. People act like we woke up and chose this shit. No, I didn't. You know who chose this for me? The federal government. They did, baby. They did. When they stole custody from my parents. They did. And they had complete control over my education, my rearing, my raising. They had complete control. I am the byproduct of what happens. I am what happens to children after foster care. Exposing myself is in an attempt to help others realize the truth about how these systems operate. I've been through foster care, DOC, sex trafficking. Society has everything wrong. From rehabs to mental health treatment, society has everything wrong, and that is why nobody is being helped. That's why nobody's being helped. It's crazy. No one is perfect. Absolutely. And see, that's the thing. I think that people have a problem with someone who's an ex-con, someone, who's an ex-drug addict, or someone who's aggressive and angry like I am. I think they have a problem with me saying what's right or wrong, but what they're failing to realize is, where was the lie? When did I gear someone or tell someone a lie that wasn't true? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gearing people to put needles in their eyes. I'm gearing people to love themselves, respect themselves through food, diet, exercise, understanding psychology and how stuff like this impacts the psyche. Okay, so I was a bad guy when I was 18 and I got in a fist fight. But now I'm a good guy because, I made change and yeah, it's crazy. We all have a past. Yeah, oh, that's what I was saying. I feel like they feel some type of way that I'm like, oh, this is wrong. This is dirty. Da 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 da. You shouldn't be doing this. That's wrong. Like, I don't know, man. I just, I know what God says. He's got a pretty clear list of rules. It ain't really difficult. That zit hurts, y'all. Right under my lip. I was messing with it, and then the next morning I woke up and it swelled up. I love instant coffee. It's probably not good for you. Oh, I'm moving out of here, Jody. Moving out of here. So people need to understand the difference between a physical fight and evil intent. Everybody wants to bring up this physical fight from 20 years ago. And let me explain something to you. Part of becoming honorable is knowing what you stand for and standing for it. Part of fighting is having a disagreement, but standing on something. Winning that fight is getting your point across and gaining respect. There's an art and a reason to combat fighting. I find it interesting that people want to say that I'm this horrible person because I got in a fist fight when I was 18. That was an honorable fight. Those girls wanted to fight me. I wanted to fight them. The byproduct was they were injured and I died. And that's what people did back then. They fought. That doesn't make me a bad guy. Discipline is necessary. I don't even believe in corporal punishment. I've never spanked a child. I've never spanked my own children. I don't believe that that's good. And matter of fact, over here we gear people in the proper ways of early childhood development, and studies show that corporal punishment against children is psychologically damaging. So I never spanked my kids. Spanking a child and getting in a fist fight in a bar are two different things. And so is getting in a fist fight in a bar and someone stealing your life savings to harm you and put you into homelessness. Evil intent is completely different than physical violence. Now, evil intent can lead to physical violence, absolutely. But getting in a physical fight does not prove evil intent. Unless that physical fight is something that is maybe premeditated with the intent to physically harm to death or something. This was a fight that me and two girls got into. It was 2 against 1. What do you think was fair? There was 2 girls, there was 1 me. And I'm still the bad guy in this scenario. I just want to show the double standard here. There was 2 girls fighting me. They got injured. I died. I OD'd. How does that prove evil intent? And did I mention that that was in 2009? 2009. I haven't bitch slapped anybody in over right about 10 years probably. I don't have to. I don't have to. I got big girl words. I know how to communicate now. I know how to hurt with my words instead of with my fist. I know how to control my emotions. People will come here and try to point out inconsistencies, saying that I'm a bad guy because I got in a fist fight. Let me tell you something, honey. If you was raised in the 80s, you've been in more than one fight in your life. We was all fighting. I'm not condoning the behavior, but what I'm saying is that does not make me a bad person because I got in a fist fight when I was 18 years old with 2 girls. People will be like, oh, well, you stabbed them. They were stabbed in the arm. Yes, I stabbed them. It was wrong. It was wrong. It's not like I was stabbing them in the throat and the organs, though. That's my point, I guess. If it matters, it probably doesn't. It's bad. It's bad. You know, yeah, people will come and just try to bring up things that you've already took accountability for, things that you know were wrong, and that's why you've changed. It's things like that that led to me learning not to put my hands on people and not to be in defense of everybody, and that you can't trust everybody and not everybody's your friend. And when people know that you're loyal, they will interject themselves into your life just to be close to you because they know that you're a human pit bull and that you're going to go to bat for them. These are all things that adults have to learn through trial and error as they're growing up as teenagers and tweens. I used to think that if you were my friend, I'd do anything for you. I'd kill somebody for you if you were my friend. I'd lay down my life, and if anybody disrespected you, I was about to be disrespecting them. Ask anybody that grew up with me. If I was on your team, I was on your team. And people knew this. And so it caused me a lot of problems as a child. And it was wrong for me to put my hands on anybody. It's crazy how people will bring up something from 20 years ago. 20 years ago almost. 2025. I can't wait. I could have got an expungement like, 13 years ago? It's crazy. Crazy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm not violent at all. That's another thing. People know, like people out here in society, you've seen how I've been stalked, how I've been banned from businesses, how the bank employees roll up chasing me down the street like crackheads. You've seen what I've been through. And not once have I ever went into a business causing a disturbance. Every single time it was somebody messing with me. And I'm getting to where I'm going to start putting people on blast. When we go back out there tonight, we're going to have multiple cameras rolling at the same time. I've been saying that I was going to strap up with cameras, and I plan to do that tonight. Body cameras as well. So, I'm just at a point where I will expose everybody's dirty ass secrets in this town if you do not stay out of my way of me working. If you interject yourself into my work schedule while I'm working, I'm going to put you on blast. Not today, but yeah, you'll see. I got something special waiting for you fuckers that think for a moment that you're going to stop me from doing my job. Very special. Working on that right now. Matter of fact, I need to see what time it is because I probably got to go. I do. I got to go make some appointments so I can go get these presents ready for anyone that wants to fuck with me in the future. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. I've never met another person that was so worried about themselves and had so many people worried about what they're doing. It really bothers people when you don't bother people. Drives them insane. I got bitches on Facebook right now waiting for my fucking reply. They've been waiting for 3 weeks. Keep waiting, Karen. Keep waiting. I love it. Oh, God. I'm going to go. We'll talk this afternoon. I got to get all this stuff out of here. Get it somewhere. And, yeah. So, wish me luck. And I hope that y'all have a good day. I know they're sitting over there stewing. They're like, when's she going to respond? When's she going to respond? Bye, y'all. Y'all be safe and pray for me. God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you. Bye, Miss GT.